Good afternoon. My name is Yufu Chen, and I am the admission tutors for economics and international business related degrees in the School of Business of University of Dundee. So today we will be talking about the details of these degree programs in economics and international business. For the economics and international business programs, and they are located in the School of Business. Within the school, okay, we have the three disciplines. Okay, first accounting and finance, then economics and international business, and finally management and marketing. Okay. If you are interested in the other two degree programs, then you could go to their session later on. Okay. Um, this is relative new business school. Okay, and for example, for the past 2 years, we are hiring more than 15 staff. Okay. But for economics, actually, it's very old. It's starting from, I think, 1931. But anyway, you don't want to know about the ancient history. Since we are a formal business school, okay, and we have the many supporting staff here, and for all the wonderful things you could know about. We also work for the global accreditation like AACSB. You might ask, what kind of things you will be learning? Okay, and well, in the degrees of economics or international business, you will be learning about many things, like in the micro one, like for the company side, okay, and the investment, consumption, production, and prices interaction, and this kind of things, and all the macro policies like the climate changes policy, or you want to work in the government related to the finance, okay, related to the economics, and there are many other things you could do, okay, and so and our graduate destination is almost everywhere because this is very practical degree. Okay, and you learn the skills, and you go on to develop your own career. Talking about the employment opportunities, okay, you will be surprised. Even one of our graduates work as the Secretary General of NATO, and you can see that, and they are working in government, okay, in the business, okay, and in everywhere. So politician, okay, here, okay, and director of company and marketing managers, okay, finance, entrepreneurs, and working abroad, and head of IT. Okay, so it depends on you. You learn the real things, okay, for the real life, and you applied this economics idea, concept, and into business, okay, practice to the real world. When you come to Dundee to study economics or international business, not only you could choose the option modules within the School of Business, you could also study or choosing the option from other disciplines like here and almost everywhere. Okay, so especially if you are in the MA program. Okay, we're talking about the MA program in more details. So if you want to broaden your interests, okay, in the first 2 years, and know what you really want to do, and you could choosing, say, like a geography, okay, or psychology, okay, and afterward you could change your mind. Okay, many students do change their minds after 2 years and go on to different degree programs. That's the beauty of the degrees here. In principles, we have the four different kind of degrees: so economics, financial economics, business economics with marketing, and international business. And all of them are with got the MA pathway or BSc pathway. Okay. And later on we will explain in more detail. It really depends on what's your background. If your background is more scientific, then you're choosing the BSc. If it's more arts and social sciences, okay, in high school, then you might want to choosing the MA degree. Let's talk about the entry requirement many of applicants would be interested in. Our typical offers would be AABB for hires, or if you are coming from England or Wales or Northern Ireland, it would be like the BBC or BBB. Okay, and of course that depends on the applicant's individual uh, characteristics and their background, and the offer could be down to 4B or BCC here. Okay, so every year is different, especially at the confirmation, okay, stage, they will be different. So, but this is what we will be requiring from the applicants. Okay, and of course, you could also enter the level 2, and for the level 2, and this would be our criteria. Okay, and this could be lower. Okay, but we all ask that you need to have the economics or mathematics. So looking at here, you have the MA degree or BSc degree. And as I said earlier, okay, it really depends on your background. Okay, if it's in arts and social sciences, then you're choosing the MA. And if your background is more like the mathematics, computing, and physical sciences, then you're choosing the BSc. And actually, when you get in, you could pick up any option you like. Okay, so it's not really a demarcation there, and depends on what kind of the options subjects you are taking, and then you could change the BSc and MA pathway, no problem at all. And so the first 2 years, okay, and they are all common for the MA and BSc degree, as I said earlier, and you could switch. Okay, and after the 2 years, okay, you want to changing from economics, okay, to financial economics, no problem. Or you want to changing from international business, which we will about talking about it more in more detail, to business economics with marketing, no problem. Okay, we are very flexible. The first 2 years is that you to explore yourself, and not many or not everyone know what they would like to do, okay, in the future. And the student here got a chance to change their mind and to find out what kind of things that interest them most. Let's talk about the first year. And in the first year, you need to take 6 modules. Um, Apart from the IB degree, BSc IB degree, okay, and you only have the 2 compulsory ones, you need to take 4 other modules, okay, and in other subjects. So what kind of the choices you have here? As we said earlier, you could take these modules from psychology, geography, history, or politics. Okay, plenty of choices. But if you just want to study business related modules, no problem. We got more than you could choose from. Okay, and you need to have 4 modules, okay, as options, but you could choosing from the School of Business for these 5 modules. Or you could mix up and just said taking the marketing and the psychology and geography, okay, politics. Okay, it's entirely your choices. And for the second years, apart from the BSc IB degree, you only have the 2 compulsory modules. Okay, and in economics or financial economics or BEM degree. And this means that you need to take 4 other options. You could take additional one from economics, or you could take it again from, say, the politics or international relations and the environmental sciences. Okay, depends on you. And so, and other subjects. Okay, and of course, if you just want to study business related modules, no problem. Okay, and you got more than you could have. Okay, and we have 5 related business related modules for you to choose. Okay, from the accounting to the law to the financial management and to manage organization, okay, behavior, okay, and consumer experiences. For the BSc International Business degree program, it's slightly different. Okay, out of the 6 modules every year in the level 1 and level 2, and compulsory one are 4 modules here. Okay, and the 4 modules here. Okay, and so you still have the 2 options here. Okay, 2 options. Okay, for the first year and second year, and of course you could choosing from many other subjects or just the business related modules. Okay, the choice is all yours. As we said earlier, okay, and the first 2 years you experiences what kind of things you like most, and after 2 years then you could switch to other programs if you like. And said initially you are in the international business program, you might change into economics, but at the start of the level 3, okay, and you talk to your advisor and you will decide which degree program you will be in. So now we have the 4 different kinds of the degree program, and those the 4 different kinds of degree programs, that their compulsory modules would be different. Okay, for example, for the economics, it's just the traditional economic modules. Okay, and for the business economics with marketing, then you will have the marketing and other option here to choose. If you want to choosing the financial economics, then you need to study this related one, especially in the level 4, the final years. Okay, so and for the international business, I'm choosing for all the business related okay modules, okay, from the School of Business. And in the final year of your degree program, okay, and then you got a compulsory ones, and you also have the options one. Okay, and as you can see that it is more specialized now. Okay, and if you are doing with the marketing related one, and you need to learn about the business strategy and the marketing research, okay, and the project. Okay, and for the finance, you need to choosing all the finance related one. Okay, here, and etc. Okay, and you might say, ooh, always say there's options here, option here. Okay, so what kind of options you could choose? As we have 4 different degree programs, that means that okay, student could have many options to choose. For example, if you are in financial economics, you could choosing say the international finance. Okay, and what is risk information? Okay, and the financial institution, and you could even do the dissertation, or you could choosing the theory module. Okay, here like the macro theory, okay, which I teach. Okay. And so you could mix up, okay, or you could choosing all the specialized options. It is entirely up to you. The Scottish degree showed great flexibility. You could choosing a lot of modules, okay, from different subjects, and then you could pick up language one, French, Spanish, and then you could have the joint degree, okay, and change studies, say the psychologist and business economics with marketing, or you could do like they said. For example, here, okay, look at the website. There are so many of them, okay, so that means that okay, after 2 years, you will know what kind of the careers, what kind of the things you would like to specialize in your final 2 years. Okay, and then you go for it. And after that, get your career, okay, or continuing study the master degree. As we said earlier, okay, and you could choose the traditional one, economics or financial economics, or you could be choosing the applied one, okay, business economics with marketing or international business. This means that we have a lot of the practical modules, applied modules for you to choose. And so if you said that you just want to work in the real world and then you could choosing many of these modules, okay, and you could even choosing the modules from business management, okay, since we are now within the same business school. Now let's talk about the fun part, okay, studying abroad, it's getting more popular, okay. Other countries, students coming to our universities to study for 1 semester or 1 year, and our students go to other countries to studies. But due to the COVID-19 situation, okay, and then the situation is fluid. There is a lot of uncertainties here. But at the moment, we just said like, yes, we do have many of the exchange programs, okay, and so for you to choose, okay, and especially I think within 1 or 2 years, okay, the COVID situation should disappear. I really hope so. I don't want to do online teaching always, and so then you could go abroad, okay, with more confidence. Within the School of Business, we have the Center for Entrepreneurship. And every year they have some competition. For example, like in your year 3 or year 4, you have some business idea, or you may be joining with your peers or classmates in applied computing or life sciences. Then you have proposal and get a competition, and also that they have many materials information for you, okay, and so this means that and the resources is there and for you to explore. Remember that economics or international business, they are very practical degree, okay, and you might want to go on as entrepreneur, okay, and say the starting of your own business, okay, and that would be fun for you, okay, not just working for the company. Now talk about the fun part of your degree. Of course, you will attend a few of the societies, okay, with respect to sports, okay, or other activity, but for the School of Business, okay, we have the School of Business Society. We also have the Investment Society for you to choose, okay. And if you really want to do this kind of things, okay, and this society, we have the social event, business event, and special speakers, etc. Networking opportunities, okay, and for your careers. For the School of Business, okay, in terms of employabilities, okay, we have many activities. Yeah, okay. For example, like the Employee Engagement Week, okay, and then you have the guest speakers, okay, guest lectures, and in the first and second semesters, okay. And from time to time, the career center, we have the placement opportunities. Okay, you go to London for the industry visit, etc. Okay, you could do volunteer works. Okay, and then so there are many this kind of fun part opportunities. Okay, you need to do that. Okay, but many students also do the internship. Okay, at the end of the second year and the third year. Okay, and then this will help them to get a job after graduation. And let's looking at one of our recent graduate, Christina, okay, and graduate with the MA Business Economics with Marketing. Okay, and as you can see that okay, she has the experiences of internship, volunteering works here and here, student ambassadors, etc. Okay, as I said earlier, this kind of things will be helping you finding good jobs because you need to apply for a job the 1 year before the graduation, and they were looking at your CV. Okay. In short, you need to fatten up your CV before graduation. Not only they say the transcripts, they say what kind of mark, what kind of degree, okay, classification you get, is what kind of experiences you have, okay, and then you could develop your career. And let's look at Lian, okay, and graduate with the BSc International Business, and now he is the strategic analyst at ANZ. So again, and he has many of the internship and volunteer work, etc., and get involved and with all sort of the activities, and then enjoy okay, the life, academic life, and then the School of Business life. Okay, and I'm hoping that when you come to Dundee, you guys are having all the fun in addition to the academic studies. Anyway, university life is a very personal experiences, and we have these degree structures, and we have these opportunities for you to develop yourself. You could having fun, and you could okay, fall in love or whatever things. What I'm talking about is, but anyway, and then looking at this chair of the photos, okay, and I hope you come to Dundee. Scottish countryside is very beautiful. Dundee got a very good reputation for having fun, in addition to the academic rigorousness. Okay, and so I don't think you will be regretting to come to Dundee. Okay, actually, many of the universities you could go to, and it's kind of personal choices. Okay, I just want to show you that what kind of student life it would be when you choosing Dundee. So what kind of the companies that our graduate working for? Okay, and you can see that I don't need to introduce them, right? And they are all the big companies or governments and etc. Okay, but to get a good job, okay, you need to have at least 2-1 or first when you graduate. Okay, and I think the 60 or 70 percentage of our students get a 2-1 something, and 30 percentage of our graduate, okay, get the first. But it fluctuating every year. But just said that if you get a decent result here, Dundee is a decent university, and the future is all yours. Okay, my colleagues say I need to talk about the ranking, but it's kind of funny just say because ranking changing every year. Okay, sometimes we are top 20, sometimes top 25, sometimes 30 something. But just said that if you looking at the longer run, okay, and we are decent university, decent economics, international business degree program, and no problem at all. Okay, and so it really depends on your choice, right? If you want to be in the big city, you go to London or Edinburgh, and certainly you probably will not choosing Dundee. But if you want to say that, yes, a decent university, having fun in the countryside, then Dundee might be your call. Okay. Oh, by the way, I forget to talk about one thing. Okay, our class is much smaller than Edinburgh or Glasgow. Okay, every year we're taking about the 70 to 80 students, and not like the other university, we take um, 200, 300 okay, students. So our student could see the staff okay, from time to time, knock their door, office hour, okay, and the class usually would be much smaller, okay? And that would be good for your learning experiences. By the way, okay, we also have the teaching excellence, the TEF Gold, okay, and so that's another indication that Dundee University is a very good place to go. Now that's the end of my presentation. And later on, if you have the further question to ask, you could join me in the Q&A session. Okay, and any question in terms of the degree programs, admission, I'm happy to help and reply. Okay. Talk to you later.